Ahem. Presenting Wild Wild West 5, the unnecessary sequel. No, cut. Okay, what were you thinking? I thought it was a good opening scene for the movie. This is the wrong set, pal. What? Yeah, this is the set of a documentary, not a movie. Oh, my bad. Okay, everybody, take it from the top.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the NLDS Mets of New York town.
Well, this is the place. Well, this place is pretty creepy. Remember, Steve, you're just looking around for anything we missed. I don't see anything. Just a bunch of old newspapers. We'll look through and see if any of them have anything important, and then head on back to base. Copy that. Hey, what's that? Mets sign K-Rod. Also acquire Freddie Garcia, Gary Sheffield, Alex Cora. Why would Madoff have these newspapers? Radio, I think I've got something big here. Copy that. Bring it back to the base. Captain, I think you should take a look at this. My God, this appears to be a piece of paper. No, Captain, the other side of the paper. My God, there appear to be words on this piece of paper. Detective, I'm giving you a promotion to whatever's above detective. Thank you, sir, but a promotion is not necessary. Well, in any case, Steve, I want you to use your private eye skills to follow this team for the next, 13 years. And then when you're done, report back to the courthouse and present your case. Sir, yes, sir. It was a slow Wednesday. But then again, weren't they all slow? She busted into my office like a kick in the teeth. I hadn't discovered anything major about the case since I started. All my leads went dry years ago. But what she said caught my attention.
Help, my husband has gone missing.
I had heard that one before. Who's your husband, miss?
My husband is Jacob deGrom. He's a pitcher for the New York Mets.
Funny you should say that. That's the 24th such case I've heard of in the last month. When was the last time you saw him?
October 4th. We usually watch the playoffs together, but ever since he went missing, I haven't been watching them.
And just like that, I had my first lead. The next day, I went down to Queens to investigate. I found a man who claimed to know everything that was going on with the Mets. He looked legit, had a Mets shirt and everything. So, I heard you're a guy who can get me some information on the Mets. Hey, pal. Keep that on the down low. You know how many Yankee spies walk among us? Spies? Are we being watched? Hard to say, detective. The Yanks got cameras everywhere. The docks, the diner, the back alley, the visitors' dugout, center field. Wait a minute. Anyways, I've got your info, detective, as long as you're willing to pay up a little bit. Is that your motive for giving me this information? Is it all about the money? It's not always about the money, detective. It's about the Mets, baby, the Mets. Let's go, Mets. Stop. Sorry, I get swept up in the team sometimes. Alright. How much? 1.19 million for the next 24 years. Fine. I'm making 10% back on my investments, so everything should be fine. But do you have any information on the players, the team? Right. Okay, so, basically, in the outfield, it's Curtis Granderson in right, Juan Lagares in center, and Michael Kadire in left. The infield four starts with Soup at third. Soup, Eric Campbell. Oh, I get it. That's not funny. Then we have Wilmer Flores at shortstop, and on the right side, Daniel Murphy is at second. He's an A-plus fielder. He doesn't miss anything. And also, Lucas Duda is on first. We call him the Dude. And our catchers are Kevin Plawecki and Travis d'Arnaud. Got anyone on the bench? Ruben Tejada, Yoenis Cespedes, Michael Conforto, and Captain America David Wright. He's kind of a cult hero around these parts. He's our Derek Jeter, except he's actually good at defense. What about the pitching staff? Glad you asked. Our ace is Bartolo Colon. He's 42, so this is probably his last season, maybe one more. We also have the young guns, Jacob deGrom and Thor Noah Syndergaard. Plus Matt Harvey, who can really give you a good start when you need one. And as a bonus, the bullpen was great all year. Our lockdown closer is Jarius Familia, who only blew 5 saves all year. Then we got Carlos Torres, Sean Gilmartin, Hansel Robles, Alex Torres, Steven Matz, Tyler Clippard, Addison Reed. These dudes can all ball out and shut down opposing hitters. Interesting. What happened to the team? Did they go missing? Missing? No, they didn't go missing. They're just in the playoffs. Well, how did that go? Are they still in the playoffs? Well, let me tell you one heck of a story. It all started on October 9th. I was feeling good, but then I saw our opponent, the Dodgers, just who we needed to face. The team that ditched New York for LA way back when and pays its players stupid amounts of money. I hate them. Everyone hates them. But I was comfortable knowing that we had deGrom on the mound. He got out of 2 jams caused by misplays, first in the 2nd inning by Justin Turner. He got out of that one by striking out 3. And then in the 3rd inning when the same thing happened. Kadire misplayed the ball, it resulted in a double, and then deGrom struck out somebody to end the inning. Unfortunately, the Dodgers had Clayton Kershaw on the mound. That dude is a monster. I was thinking, how are we gonna touch him?
That ball's well hit to right. I mean, really well hit to right. And the Mets are on the board.
What a relief, right? But then it got even better. Kershaw, for some reason, walked 3 batters in between a groundout and a sac bunt. But then Sideburn Man pulled him out for Pedro Baez, who allowed a 2-out base hit that proved to be the difference when deGrom finished 7 great innings of 5-hit ball. The bullpen did just fine, only allowing 1 run, and we got the Game 1 win. And then in Game 2, we kept it up, putting up a home run off of Zach Greinke. And then another one. But then Thor allowed runners on 1st and 3rd, but I was like, it's all good because we had a custom-made double play.
Up the middle, gloved by Murphy. There's one, and they will not get the double play. Wow, did Chase Utley go in hard at second as the tying run scores.
Isn't that illegal? It should be. But it isn't for some reason, and to make matters even worse than a fractured tibia that Tejada is still recovering from, as he was being carried off in a stretcher, the Dodgers won a challenge which put Chase Utley back on second, despite never touching the bag. Naturally, things got worse.
Line by Gonzalez into right. Utley's going to come around to score. Kendrick is at 3rd. They're going to wave him. Here comes the throw to the plate. He is safe.
And worse.
Turner with a 1-2 to the gap in right center field. That's going to get down. Gonzalez will trot home.
And we lost 5-2. The series then shifted to Citi Field for Game 3, where I got tickets since it was the first postseason game ever hosted there. See? Oh wow, look at that. And the Mets offense proved to be the highlight of the night as they put up 13 runs. In Game 4, the Dodgers were the first to score off of Steven Matz with a bloop single in the 3rd.
Little looper into center. That's going to fall for a hit, and the Dodgers are on the board.
Justin Turner immediately cracked a double in the next at-bat. And although Daniel Murphy launched a home run late in the game, we still lost. So, we were headed for a Game 5. Zach Greinke versus Jacob deGrom. It was supposed to be a low-scoring affair until Daniel Murphy's RBI triple in the 1st inning.
To left center field, pretty well hit. Jock Peterson goes back. That's off the wall. Granderson is around 3rd. He's going to score easily. And all the way into 3rd comes Daniel Murphy, and the Mets are on the board here in the 1st.
And then the Dodgers tacked on 2 runs of their own with a pair of singles. But things were looking up for the Mets in the 4th when Murphy got a single. After an out, here comes Lucas Duda. He's a lefty, so the Dodgers shifted over to the right side. It's a pretty drastic shift, just look at where the 3rd baseman Justin Turner is located. Why does this matter? Duda walked, so the shift means nothing, right? Well...
Down low, and Duda's going to check again with Cedarstrom. Make sure that is ball 4, they're at 1st and 2nd.
You know, here's an interesting stat.
And look at Murphy taking 3rd.
The 500 IQ play by Murphy pays off when Darno hits a sac fly that Murphy scores on.
In the air to right, Ethier over by the line. He makes the catch. Murphy will tag.
I just love Murphy so much.
Another look by pitching in the stretch.
The 3-2 is driven to right. That ball is gone. Daniel Murphy has broken the tie here in the sixth. It is 3-2 Mets.
So much. We never trailed after that. We took the series and I was ready to make the World Series.
To the plate, and he struck him out. And the New York Mets have won the series.
More ready than I've ever been for anything in my life. And that includes the birth of my 2 children. Wait, what? Aren't you? Long story. Anyway, Daniel Murphy decided to be Barry Bonds and hit 5 home runs in 5 consecutive games dating back to the NLDS. On the backs of his broad shoulders, we easily took a 3-0 series lead in the NLCS over the Cubs with a ton of offense and good pitching. Back to the Future 2's prediction clearly meant nothing, and that leads us up until today. Game 4 is tomorrow and I got a spare ticket. You wanna come with? Oh no, I can get tickets. Trust me, I'll be there.
Here in Chicago tonight for the New York Mets, a chance to advance to the World Series for the first time since 2000. Once again, runners will be on the move on the 3-2 pitch to Duda. In the air to center field. Well hit. Fowler back. Home run, Lucas Duda. And it's a 3-0 New York lead in the first. Put the other guy on the ropes a little bit as Darno goes the other way. This is deep to right center field, and this ball is gone! That's a base hit into right center field. That's going to go in the gap, and it's going to score 2. And Duda has 5 runs batted in, and we're still in just the second inning. The 1-1 in the air. Deep right center field. That ball is gone! Daniel Murphy has homered in 6 straight postseason games. Nobody's ever done it before. And strike 3 called. They haven't been to the World Series since 2000, and the Mets are on their way back.
Your Honor, here's the case as I understand it. The Mets had clinched the NL for the first time in decades. The fans were hyped. The city was hyped. I, right now, am pretty hyped. But I knew to complete this story on the Mets, I was going to have to go to the World Series. And it didn't go so hot.
Be ready, he's swinging. First pitch.
It is Escobar, and he swings and hits it into left center. Back at the track, it is dropped. Cespedes couldn't make the catch. How about that effort? Digging around third. Here comes Escobar. 1-0 Kansas City.
Hang in there, Squidward. It's all part of the job.
Not good. Not good at all. But then Darno tied it back up, which is good. And then Granderson gave the Mets the lead.
Granderson takes a 1-2 pitch into right. Back is Rios. And that one is gone!
The lead was padded a bit by Conforto's sac fly, but Hosmer driving a run with a sac fly of his own, and Mike Moustakas tied the game up. Then, with 2 outs and a runner on second, Wilmer Flores gave the Mets the winning run in the 8th.
Right side, and it gets through! Here comes Lagares, and the Mets take the lead.
Mets fans could not have been happier. Familia came in and locked it down.
Jordan in the air to center. Back at the wall. This game is tied.
It could have been worse. The Royals could have walked it off. New York got 2 runners on, but they couldn't capitalize. They then escaped this jam of a runner on third and 2 outs. Bottom of the 14th, Wright bobbles the ball a bit and throws it a touch wide. Leadoff man is on, nobody out. Thanks to a single, the winning run is now 90 feet away. Nobody out, walk off.
Into right, Granderson back. Escobar tags. Here comes Escobar. The Royals win game 1.
Okay, it's all right, Mets. Just rebound for game 2. See, look, you even took the lead. No, we're not gonna rebound. The offense is just gonna lie down and die. Might as well allow 7 runs. Who even cares? Now, time for the first World Series game ever played at Citi Field. Mets pitcher Noah Syndergaard said before the game that he, quote, had a plan, end quote, to minimize the effectiveness of the Royals' leadoff hitter, Alcides Escobar. Now, what was that plan? A 98-mile-an-hour fastball located right above Escobar's head. Think that scene from Major League, except intentional this time. The Royals' Mike Moustakas took exception to that, and rightfully so. But did Thor's plan actually work? Well, kinda. Escobar struck out, but after a questionable non-strike 3 call on a 2-2 count, Ben Zobrist launched a double over the head of Cespedes in center. Immediately after that, a chopper went under Thor's glove, and David Wright just had to swallow the ball. With runners on first and third and 1 out, the God of Thunder was gifted a custom-made double play.
Right side, Judah to second, out, back to first, safe.
The lack of communication by Duda and Syndergaard leads to Kansas City's first run. David Wright, feeling the need to atone for not throwing the ball earlier, decided he was going to give the Mets faithful something to cheer about. Unfortunately, the Royals hate cute, sentimental, wholesome underdog stories with happy endings. So first they put Salvador Perez on with a broken bat single, then Alex Gordon on with another single. And then they tied up the game with what counts as a single, but in actuality was a double. Now with 2 runners in scoring position, and hold on, detective, Mr. Gordon looked out advancing to third base. Oh yeah, it is pretty close. Hold on, let's take a look at it real quick. Ooh, that is pretty close. Computer, zoom, enhance. Yep, definitely out. Okay, with 1 runner in scoring position and 1 out, Casey's pitcher is up. Now, pitchers are not good at hitting except you, Zach, so Yordano Ventura bunts Rios over to third base. He almost beat it out, but then this happens.
Now the ball gets away. In comes Rios, and the Royals regain the lead.
And the Mets are trailing once more. Now, forget what I said about pitchers not being good at hitting, as Thor slaps a single into left. Now that I think about it, Thor kinda looks like Zach. Anywho, what happens next? After that home run, the Mets offense absolutely took off, and just like that, we have ourselves a series again. The Mets were looking to keep up that momentum for Game 4, and to lead off the 3rd inning, Michael Conforto does just that.
Conforto hits one into right. Down the line, it is gone. Home run for the rookie.
Conforto blasts an absolute rocket into the upper decks of Citi Field, and Wilmer Flores keeps the hype train rolling by picking up a single. Mets manager Terry Collins instructs Steven Matz to get Flores over to second, and so he does.
Here's one that skips in and down to second goes Flores.
Alright, cool. I guess Matz is bunting to send Wilmer to third. He does that, and then Alex Rios, I think, forgets how many outs there are, and Flores is able to easily tag up and score from third. I should also note that Flores probably left early, and this should have been ruled an out, but he wasn't. Salvador Perez hits what looks like a single, but Cespedes misreads it and it bounces off of him, and Perez ends up on second. Alex Gordon singles in the run from second, but Conforto has big plans for this at-bat.
2-2 pitch. Fly ball into right. Will this carry? He has got another!
The Royals got in a run, and then Clippard got in some trouble with 2 runners on, but it's all good because the Mets have a custom-made double play.
Chopper on the infield, can't turn. Murphy boots it. In to score is the tying run, Zobrist. And this game is 3-3 in the 8th.
See, now this is the key play right here, frame 313. The ball goes back and to the left, back and to the left, back and to the left. Murphy, please redeem yourself.
That's to the right side, and the Royals take the lead. In to score is Kane, and going first and third is Hosmer.
Okay, Perez gets another RBI single that Michael Myers is just thrilled about. Alright, bottom of the 9th, Mets down 2. Last team to come back under these conditions is the 2011 Cardinals, who actually did it twice in 2 innings, because why not? The Mets are doing great, even though David Wright struck out. They get 2 straight singles and are in a really good position. One swing by Duda could end this game. And it does. Hey folks, it's viewer mail time. This one comes from
Name and address withheld.
Dear Steve, if the defense catches the ball and the runner doesn't return to the base before the ball is thrown over, isn't that an out? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, it is. Be sure to keep those questions coming.
Broken back, that is caught. Going off the back is Cespedes, and the game is over.
Just look at Murphy. He has that quiet anger that you keep to yourself and don't bring up out loud. But Cespedes was clearly upset with himself. Game over, Mets down 3-1. Okay, after that heartbreaker of a Game 4, the Mets still have to play at least one more game. It starts off pretty well with a Granderson home run.
That's in the air, right center. It sounded good. 1-0 Granderson goes deep.
And you know what? The Mets are doing great in the 6th as they load up the bases with nobody out. A perfect chance for a grand slam from Cespedes to redeem himself from last night's mistake. But that might be a little too much to ask of Cespedes after he fouls this pitch off himself. But the Mets still have 2 outs to work with, and they immediately burn one of those with a sac fly that at least scores a run. The final out of the inning is burned when Edinson Volquez gets a ground out from d'Arnaud. A fantastic job by him to get out of this jam, especially in honor of his late father who passed away before his Game 1 start.
Breaking ball destroyed. Oh, Castellanos.
Alright, so Matt Harvey is good. He went through the 8th inning with only 4 hits allowed and 1 walk. He was looking for the complete game shutout, but in the 9th he allowed a walk to Lorenzo Cain and then he stole second. Harvey allowed a double that scored Cain and knocked himself out. A+ effort from me. Good job, Matt. Familia came in and allowed a ground out that moved the game-tying run 90 feet away. All the Mets needed to do was keep Eric Hosmer at third base. Can they do that?
Broken back. Cut off by Wright. Out, throw home. Unbelievable base running by Eric Hosmer. Has tied it.
The Mets have a chance to walk it off, but they don't because nobody can hit off of Luco Cheever. Top of the 12th, Salvador Perez is on and his pinch ran for. That pinch runner, Gerard Dyson, stole second, and just after the calendar struck November 2nd, Alex Gordon sent Dyson over to third. Again, with a lone runner on third and 1 out, the Mets have been in this exact situation a few innings prior. It didn't go well back then, and the Mets have learned from their mistake earlier with the infield playing in. But does it work?
His first of the postseason. Cologne delivers in the left. Into scores Dyson.
It was just 1 run, but it felt like 100. The Mets absolutely could not afford to give up another run, and thankfully they got out of it with an almost custom-made double play.
Ground ball right side. And
Once again, Daniel Murphy error cost the Mets dearly.
Royals tied at 2-2 pitch. That is a fair ball. Down the line. 1 run scores. That's Cologne.
After that, the Mets chose to intentionally walk Ben Zobrist. They brought in Bartolo Colon to pitch to Lorenzo Cain. Nothing can go wrong.
Here's the 1. That's a shot into the game. Everybody takes off. 1 run scores. Here comes Escobar. And now Zobrist. Cain is empty now. And the Royals are blowing open in the 12th.
The Mets did nothing productive in the bottom of the 12th, and they had lost the World Series.
1-2 again. Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champions.
And that's the case, Your Honor. The case of the 2015 Mets. Now let's take a quick tour of the series win probability chart, shall we? There's the Game 1 leadoff home run. There's the 9th inning home run. And there's the Game 1 walk-off. Right above me, you'll see the Daniel Murphy error, and right next to that, you'll see the unbelievable base running by Eric Hosmer. And if you look directly below me, you'll see the catastrophe that was the top of the 12th. It's barely even visible there at the end. So, what was learned from this? Absolutely nothing. We just watched a team go through a whirlwind of emotions. I mean, they led in every single game in the World Series and they still lost. How is that even possible? But if you'll excuse me, Judge, now I have some business to attend to. Metsman, you knew, didn't you? Knew what? You knew the Mets were gonna blow this. I could feel it. The Mets usually pull something like this. Then why? Why be a fan of this team in the first place? You see, Steve, that's the big twist. I'm actually an Orioles fan. What? How can this be? Your name is Metsman. No, detective. It's actually John Smith. What? So you were an imposter all along? I guess you could use those particular words. But now, detective, it's time for you to die. No. I'm dead. Monos, just turn a double play. No. No. No!